Yo, what is going on today, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. In honor of the recently released red, blue, and yellow games on the 3DS Virtual Console, I've been replaying my journey through Kanto while filled with nostalgia. Then came the Safari Zone, a place that housed so many dark memories of fleeing Pokemon, hungry and angry. Before we get too far into this list, I want you guys to remember that this list is just Kanto and also just my opinion. So if you want to see future regions or have different ideas, feel free to let me know down below in the comments. And this is going to be based off personal experiences, not just encounter rates, so keep that in mind. Gen 1 had some pretty strange mechanics, as I'm sure we all remember. So before we go any farther, I want to break them down so you can see where some of my frustration was coming from. At the start of the encounter, there are two counters set at 0, the anger counter and the eating counter. Throwing a rock raises the anger counter, which makes the Pokemon easier to catch but more likely to flee. Throwing bait causes the Pokemon to eat, raising the eating counter, making it less likely to run but harder to catch. It gets a lot more complicated than this, but for the sake of our sanity, I'm not going to go too deep into it. This is really all you need to know to understand some of my, and maybe your, frustrations. First up on this list had me scrambling around the Safari Zone, but really knows how to crack me up with its hilarious design. Execute isn't exactly hard to find. In fact, it's quite common. It's just something about how hard this thing was to catch for me. I always used to think throwing rocks at it would somehow make it easier to catch, almost like I was doing damage to it. Maybe its thick eggshells protect it from potential poachers or going sunny side up, and you thought I was done with the egg puns. Next up on this list is Tangela. While Tangela only shows up in the yellow Safari Zone, if it wasn't for the patch before Pallet Town on Route 21, I would have never found this hairy mess. To this day, I don't think I've ever seen one in the Safari Zone, even though Yellow and Blue were my first Pokemon games. SCYTHER and Pinsir always come as a pair in my mind, even though SCYTHER is clearly the superior. These two are incredibly hard to find, let alone catch in the Safari Zone. Recently with the Virtual Console releases, I picked up Red and am in love with SCYTHER, but holy cow, he took forever to catch. Maybe I just suck at catching, but SCYTHER is too cool of a Pokemon to pass up. Oh yeah, and Pinsir is cool too. Slithering its way onto the next spot on this list is DRATINI. I'm so glad this thing was obtainable in the Rocket's Game Corner, which I spent hours as a kid in, or I never would have been able to add a Dragonite to my Poke arsenal. As a kid, I don't think I was even smart enough to find the Super Rod, let alone use it in the Safari Zone. This thing would have been a nightmare for me to try to find, and even if I did, with my luck and its capture rate, I wouldn't stand a chance. Another Pokemon that seems incredibly hard to find, in Red and Blue at least, would be one of the coolest Pokemon, TAUROS. I had a problem catching one, but Ash apparently didn't, seeing as he caught 30 of them all in one go. Since Yellow was more aimed at following the anime, Tauros' encounter rate was jacked up to the 10%, while that 1 to 4% in Red and Blue, but honestly, I can say this thing is worth it. I guess this list is going to go full circle. Which came first, the Chansey or the egg? This is one of the hardest Pokemon to find, which is really odd because I think I'd be able to see a giant pink blob hiding in a patch of grass, but surprisingly it's only got a 1% Chansey to be found. As if that wasn't hard enough, its catch rate is also incredibly low, so good luck trying to get this thing without wanting to bash your head in it. So this is going to wrap up my newest video and I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been a video I really wanted to make since I started playing through Red, Blue, and Yellow so much, so I hope you guys have enjoyed, and make sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought and if maybe you want to see another Safari Zone video. Also make sure to check out my Twitter and some of my other videos. The links will be on screen now, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then, I'm out. Peace.